in the life of a first year medical student, specifically my first week at medical school. So you're going to be following me around and seeing what I am doing. Now, I think this video is really important. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video from HSTV, and I have finished my first year of studying medicine at Edinburgh University, and I just wanted to make this video first of all to really thank you guys for supporting me throughout my year. I know my timetable was really hectic putting out these videos, but the support that you guys give, I get comments and DMs all day every day saying how much I've helped people to get into medicine and how I've helped you to decide if you want the TABA 7+ or not. So I'm really thankful to all of you for helping me and being a part of my first year at university. But I just wanted to make this video to actually reflect back on how this first year has gone for me, any tips or advice I would give to new students starting in September, and also give you guys an outline of all the topics and modules we studied at first year, because a lot of you were actually commenting and wanting to compare your courses to the Edinburgh University course, and they actually did change the curriculum this year for us. So I wanted to share that and let you guys know about that. Also, any changes that I've made to my studying patterns or note-taking or revising throughout the year, any changes from kind of studying at high school to university, even if that's in a pandemic. I just want to talk about all of these kind of issues, and I hope that this will be like the last video winding up medicine at first year. And of course, it's going to be summer holidays now. Well, it is the summer holidays now, so I'm going to be trying to put out lots of content for you guys. Please do give me any video suggestions. I also want to be doing a Q&A soon, because sometimes I feel like you guys don't know a lot about me. So if you have any questions for me, I did put out a community post recently, well, a few weeks ago. So if you want to put any questions out there for me, or following the Instagram and putting them on there, really appreciate that, so we can do a fun little video. But yeah, let's get on with today's video, starting out with an outline of the year and all the topics and modules that we studied in first year. So starting with semester 1, we had 8 main modules. Well, TBL and PBL weren't proper modules, but I still made a folder for them. Body in motion was the main physiology unit that was mainly assessed in our exam. So it was the nervous system, locomotor, homeostasis, cardiovascular and respiratory, as well as bioengineering. Also in semester 1, we did social and ethical aspects of medicine, which was split up into 2 units. We also had REBM, which is the research and evidence-based medicine part of the course. We also had KCP, which is knowledge to clinical practice, and this was a new addition to our curriculum. Clinical pharmacology also made quite a big chunk of our course and was quite confusing to say the least. And how can we forget anatomy? We did the neurovasculature of the limbs, joints of upper limbs, joints of lower limbs, joints in general, head and neck anatomy, hand anatomy, general anatomy, fascia and facial anatomy, cell organelles, and back, vertebral column, and spinal cord anatomy. Moving into semester 2, we had 5 main units, sustaining life being the new physiology unit, in which we covered a lot of new stuff. We had a whole unit on hematology, integrity, which included immunology and cancer, cardiology, respiratory, GI tract, as well as embryology. The other part of semester 2, which was also quite big, was again the return of social and ethical aspects of medicine. As well as this, we had a research and evidence-based medicine come back. KCP was back with some new lectures as well, and as well as that we had a little bit more anatomy, this time not as much, but more in depth of cardiology, respiratory and the pelvis. As well as the course content, we also had the study group going on, in which I managed to really explore Samsung Notes' potential in note-taking and really making revision posters that I still really find helpful. All in all, I managed to take a whopping 385 pieces of notes throughout my first year at medical school. So I guess what's not changed then is that I'm still loving using Samsung Notes and the Tab S7 Plus. It's great to have my notes synced across my phone, tablet and PC. Everything is running smoothly. I'm able to edit lecture slides, PDFs, I can make my own notes, you know, there's lots of potential out there, and I put that all out there for you guys in the note-taking series, which do go check it out up there. But what has changed, especially in semester 2, is that the workload was really getting to be quite a lot, and sometimes taking handwritten notes was not the most efficient use of my time. So what I was doing most of semester 2 actually is just importing the lecture slides, going over them afterwards, or annotating if need be. And that was quite different from semester 1, because semester 1 I was mostly doing handwritten notes, even diagrams. I was using different apps. I don't know if you guys remember, but I was using even a background erasing app to put in anatomy photos, take out the background, then label it up myself. But honestly, that was getting way too time consuming, so it was quite fun for a while, and obviously that would be my ideal way of learning, but unfortunately due to time constraints I wasn't able to continue doing that in semester 2. So a lot of my semester 2 was just importing lecture slides and going over them in my own time, and it is great because I can still search for terms, I can still annotate things if I want to, and you know, I have all the notes there, but it was just easier to actually listen to the lectures, take in that information and understand it. Then when it came to revising, I could make, you know, Anki flashcards based on the lecture slides, or, you know, do like study group sessions, things like that, to actively go over my lectures. So I guess that is one of the biggest differences that I had moving from semester 1 to semester 2. So I think overall the course itself was laid out quite nicely. Some of the topics, as I said before, were repeated in semester 2, so it was nice to build on that knowledge. And you know, overall I think it was a nice mix of different modules, different topics. I was very interested in cardiology at the beginning of semester 1, and you know, at the end of semester 2 I'm still interested in cardiology. I've not changed on that. However, it has been nice to get so many different topics just in your first year, and I know that we didn't really have a lot of hands-on, we didn't have any OSCEs or no practical examinations, but it was still good to, you know, go over some of these skills. You know, we had some classes on taking manual blood pressure. That was nice, you know, just doing a little bit of in-person things, but hopefully more of that will be to come in second year. And you know, as we move further up the medical school, I hope to be doing more vlogs with you guys showing you the in-person stuff. But yeah, because of the pandemic and because it being first year, there wasn't a lot of you know, face-to-face sessions, mostly just watching lectures on our own. And I guess that is one of the biggest differences between moving from high school to university. In a pandemic, it's very, very independent, very flexible. You know, you wake up when you want to, you know, you do the lecture slides when you want to, you revise when you want to, and you know, there's that kind of pressure that, am I, you know, on track? Am I doing, you know, things at the right time? Because in high school, it's like, you know, you have to come in at 8:30, you have to go home at 3:15, whatever, you know, your timings are. But with university, it's like, you have to make your own timetable, and it is a really difficult thing. And I kind of wish that Edinburgh University helped us a little bit more on that, especially in semester 1 when everything is new. Like the whole place where we do our lectures was, the website was new. I didn't know how to navigate it very well. But I guess, you know, it's a pandemic, everyone was new to it, and you know, under normal circumstances, I'm sure we would have had that support. I just feel like it was just very new in my face. But you know, by the end of semester 2, I'm very comfortable using everything, and you know, especially with my peers, all been really lovely. So I've had that great opportunity to ask people, them asking me, and figuring out things together, using that independence and problem solving put together to try and do medicine in a pandemic. Okay, so I think I want to give a few tips to students starting to study medicine in September, whether at Edinburgh University or any university. First of all, put yourself out there. When I first came into first year, it was a lot, like just to take in and get used to. So I didn't really join any committees or any societies or anything like that. And I kind of regret doing that. I wish that I had actually, you know, even though there was so much going on in the timetable, just, you know, going to different talks and just listening into different talks and following different society Facebook pages, things like that. It makes a difference, and it is useful in the long term, I would say. I started to do that more in semester 2, and I'm part of the Cardiothoracic Society and the Cardiovascular Society as well, and I'm on the committee for them. So first I was like, didn't know what was going on with societies, and now I'm like part of the committees. So don't do what I did. Do try and like get yourself involved early on, you know, get people to like know you as well, and then put yourself forward for committees. I was a little bit drastic. So that's my first tip. Do join societies, committees, etc. Put yourself out there. Second tip, be independent. I know for a lot of you, you will be moving home as well, moving out of your houses, so I know that's going to be even more tough for you guys. I was staying at home and I found it tough to manage my timetable and, you know, lectures and in-person sessions and tutorials and so much new jargon, to be honest. So I would really say that don't be worried if you feel like it's a lot when you start first semester, but you will get used to it, and by the end now I'm very used to everything, so it doesn't seem like a lot anymore. But yeah, in the beginning you will feel like it's a lot of work. Okay, my third tip is kind of related to the second tip, but actually just try and stay on top of work. Like, don't let yourself lag, you know, 2 weeks before. You know, if you have work for the 1 week, try and get it done by the Sunday. So that gives you like 2 extra days. They will post lectures like Monday to Friday. That gives you the Saturday and Sunday to either consolidate or catch up on the week's work. Try not to leave your work to the next week. I know that might happen some weeks, but I know people who have struggled, and you know, you just keep falling behind and behind and behind, and it's just not good. So just try and stay on top of it, and even if you don't absorb all the information in lectures at the time, still try and listen into it, annotate whatever you can, and when it comes to revision, at least you'll be familiar with that language and it won't be something that you're watching for the first time. Okay, so my fourth tip would be to make friends and talk to lots of new people. And I know that's really difficult when you're in a new place as well, but for example, us making a study group, like us, where it's like 6 or 7 of us now in this study group, but we're all really good friends, and it's nice to discuss topics you don't understand. Making a study group is a great idea, I really recommend it. But even if you don't make an actual study group, having friends that you can discuss topics with and, you know, just talk about things that you're finding difficult, it gives it that like new level of relatability, and it gives you that reassurance that you are not the only one struggling or finding things hard. Okay, and my last and final fifth tip, probably the most important tip, is that don't think that just because you've gotten into medicine, that's the end of the road, and that is like you achieved your final goal and that's you accomplished now. Trust me, when you get into medicine, this is like a whole new road. So you've just climbed like half the mountain. You have to climb like the other half, which is well longer. So, you know, like one of the reasons that maybe I wasn't putting myself out there as much and not trying to be part of societies and all that kind of stuff is because I thought that, you know what, I've achieved my goal and now I can just sit back, relax and just study medicine. And for you, that might be what you want, but for someone who was quite competitive at high school, I thought that, yeah, now I can sit back and that's me achieved my goal. But actually there are so many other goals that you want to try and be getting, like getting involved in research projects, getting involved with committees and societies and different groups, and taking opportunities and, you know, getting awards, and try and put yourself out for that. It's a good motivation. I would not recommend it if you're, you know, if you're stressed or if you're falling behind. Don't try and do all of this other stuff. But if you feel like you're in a good place, don't just sit back and relax. Keep up the grind, because it's the grind that's going to help you become the best doctor that you want to be. Because medicine, getting into it is competitive, but after that, you know, going for foundation year jobs is really competitive, and going for specialty training is really competitive. So you have to start making your portfolio now. Don't think that because you're in first year, you know, you can sit back and relax for a while. You know, the quicker you get on top of things, the better it is going to be for you and your portfolio and CV. Alright guys, well that is going to be the end of today's video. I hope you have enjoyed getting this update on how first year at Edinburgh University studying medicine is. I've really enjoyed and loved the support that you guys have been giving me over my first year, and I really do hope that as I move through my years of university, I can take you guys along with me and this channel can grow really nice and big. I know that there's not a lot of content out there on Scotland or Edinburgh University, so I want to show you guys that Edinburgh University is a great place to study medicine in particular, but in general it is a great place to live and meet new people and study and just gain loads of new experiences and all that good stuff. So thank you once again. Do leave any video suggestions for me in the comments or follow the Instagram. I will leave everything in the description. And yeah, I will see you all next week.